starting with the proposed tribal gaming compact amendment hearing of the Stillaguamish Tribe of Indians with the Honorable Chairman Eric White, Director Griffin, and our tribal liaison Julie Lease. Is Chairman White here?
Here, present. Thank you.
Oh, good morning. Thank you.
So we can go, I think we're ready to go ahead and begin. First, I'd like to express my appreciation to for the cooperative partnership that we have with the Stillaguamish tribe. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't have my mic on. So first, I would like to express my appreciation for the cooperative partnership that we have with the Stillaguamish tribe and the Stillaguamish Tribal Gaming Agency. And I'll just go through the process for compacts. We have 5 commissioners, and today is the last day that we will be joined by Vice Chair Patterson, since her term is due to end at the end of June. And then we will have election of officers today as well. Next slide, please. Our ex officios, by statute, are deemed voting members of the Gambling Commission for the sole purpose of voting on proposed compacts. Next slide, please. Indian Gaming Regulatory Act was established in 1988 to authorize Class 3 gaming activity on tribal land when authorized by the state and conducted in conformance with the Tribal State Compact. Next slide, please. IGRA outlines the topics that can be negotiated in gaming compacts to include the type of gaming activity, criminal and civil jurisdiction, fees for state regulation, remedies, and standards of operation. Next slide, please. Gaming provides the tribes with the means of generating revenue, and because of that, the state must negotiate in good faith a compact amendment when requested by a tribe. Next slide, please. Collectively, the tribe and the state have shared interests as outlined in tribal state compacts to protect the public by ensuring that there is no criminal involvement in gaming, that gaming is conducted fairly, and the impacts are minimized on local law enforcement and emergency services. Next slide, please. This is the gaming compact approval process, and we have now come to the point of commission hearing and vote, which is in the middle of this chart. We've had Senate hearing and House hearing thus far. Today, you, as well as the ex officios, will vote to decide whether or not to approve this compact and send it to the governor for execution, or return it to meet for further negotiation. Unless there's any questions for me, I will turn it over to Chairman White.
Good morning. Just want to say thank you to the Washington State Gambling Commission staff just for having us here this morning. We'd just like to echo our appreciation as well for working with the Washington State Gambling Commission throughout this process. I don't know if you guys can see us on camera, but we are also kind of in the middle of our board meeting, so we have our whole board here as well, including Vice Chairman Jeremy Smith, Secretary Katie Zataiva, Treasurer Gary Tatro, and Board Member Josh Wells and Board Member Stacy White, as well as casino staff, General Manager Travis O'Neill, Assistant General Manager Jeff Wheatley, and also 2 of our gaming commissioners, Chris Bozer and Jeff Peterson, and our TGA director, Mitch Maurer, and then Alyssa Conley, our in-house legal, who worked on the compact, which I know your guys' staff over there. We also have some audience members from tribal members. So with that, I just kind of want to run you through a quick history of the tribe, and then what we've kind of been up to, and some of the things we've been doing with some of our gambling funds. So go to the next slide. The tribal history of the Stillaguamish, or the English translation as we're known today, the Stillaguamish. We refers to the people who lived along the Stillaguamish River and camped along its tributaries. In 1855, we resided mostly in this northern Snohomish County, the mouth of the main stem of the Stillaguamish River, as well as the North and South Fork. And we are signers to the 1855 Treaty of the Point Elliott. We gained federal recognition on October 27, 1976, just shortly after the Bolt decision, which affirmed the recognized treaty rights and made eligible for federal services. In 2014, the tribe was granted its first reservation, which encompasses 100 or 64 acres, kind of around the Angel of the Winds Casino, as well as our current admin building location. Go to the next slide. Kind of just shows our checkerboard reservation around northern Snohomish County and kind of a little bit of all of our locations that we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Next slide. Tribal government, as I mentioned just a second ago, we're all here. We have a tribal council that was created in 1953 via the tribe's constitution at that time. 6 elected members providing services to assist every tribal member. Next slide. Tribal administration that I just mentioned, which sits in that reservation kind of across the way from the Angel of the Winds Casino. This is where we house several programs, including our transportation department, planning and development department. Continues on the next slide, please. As well as family resource department, cultural department, tribal enrollment department, and our police department. Next slide. We also have our tribal housing, which sits just a little bit to the east of us here, not encompassed in the reservation. But this was a housing development that was built after we raised 31 homes to build the Angel of the Winds Casino on our only pre-88 trust land. So beautiful community up there that has 6 single-family homes, as well as elders housing. And in just a second, you'll see it also houses our community center and our clinic, our IHS health clinic. So, next slide. This is a newly built Stillaguamish health clinic that opened to the Stillaguamish members and their families, and other enrolled Native Americans, as well as we use it for tribal employees. It also houses a massage therapy program for tribal members. Next slide. The Quileute Healing Center consists of both our behavioral health program, which offers assistance and use disorder treatment and mental health services, and also our island crossing counseling service, which is current methadone clinic that basically sees currently about 900 patients a day. About 30% of those are tribal, so this actually helps with the outside community too, non-tribal community. So very proud of that. That opened in 2003, long before the use was kind of prevalent with methadone for substance abuse. Next slide, please. This is the community center that's back in that housing development we just talked about, the kind of 80 acres that took over for the current plot where the Angel of the Winds Casino is on. So it's located in the middle of the housing community. It houses a daycare, part of our cultural department, our youth services, and a kitchen. We also have, it's open to tribal citizens, and we hold events there for funerals and summer programs, as well as the youth program. Next slide. Natural resources building, again, we mentioned the Bolt decision 1974, so obviously natural resources is on top of our chart, near and dear to our heart. So new building there to house all the natural resource functions. Next slide. Get into a little bit of the impact to the community. This is a 236th Street Northeast safety improvement. This was in partnership with Snohomish County, but essentially funded 100% by the Stillaguamish tribe for improvement of about a 1.5 mile stretch of 236th Street that essentially comes from I-5 up to 35th Avenue where the casino sits. Next slide. A couple of our other economic ventures, River Rock Tobacco and Fuel. We have 2 stores, one at exit 210 and one at exit 208. Next slide. The reason we're all here today is the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. We have gaming, obviously, 8 food venues currently in construction, which opens here within the next couple weeks. The RV resort, the hotel with 125 rooms, Strikers Bowling, River Runs Event Center, and all things sports. Currently employs 767 community and tribal members. That's as of March of 2024 this year. And on top of that, 667, the tribal government itself employs about 380. So altogether, just a little over 1,000 employees employed by the Stillaguamish tribe. Next slide. Community impact. This is just a thing that we do every year, just to donate to those organizations that service kind of the local area in Snohomish County. This year we chose kind of a list of 100,000 each to a Christmas Wish, the Arlington Food Bank, Bender's One Big Give benefiting the Seattle Children's Foundation, the Cocoon House, and the Providence General Foundation. That's just a list of the big ones that we did. Obviously, we donate a lot more of that to the smaller local charities around the area. And then also on the impact side, we have the North County Regional Fire Authority, Snohomish County Sheriff, County Public Works, Arlington Police Department, and Washington State Patrol. Go to the next slide. I think that was it for us. Back to what this compact amendment says.
I believe Senator Conley has his hand up.
Senator Conway?
Are your facilities all located in Arlington? Your health clinic, are they all basically located in the Arlington area?
Correct. That's Arlington and surrounding, kind of not the city limits, but North Snohomish County, unincorporated Snohomish County, basically.
Okay, that was the only question I had. Thank you.
All right. I will have to say I was lucky enough to visit a lot of those facilities that were in those pictures, and they are beautiful. They're very well done. Julie Lease, I'm the tribal liaison for the Washington State Gambling Commission. Good morning, Chair and Commissioners and ex officios. I'm here to share the summary of the compact changes for the Stillaguamish tribe. This is not a new provision. The tribe is asking to add electronic table games to their compact, and we have done that already with, I think, 7 other tribes. So there's one difference with this particular request. It has to do with a rollback option for problem gambling contributions. So with adding electronic table games in the gaming facility, the tribe is not sure if that's going to be a viable revenue generator for them. And if they put it into place and later decide that it is not operating at a profit, or the money's not going back to the tribe, they would like to be able to shut down the electronic table games and roll back to their original problem gambling contribution amount. Currently, they are at 0.2%. So how this would be impacted is if they implement after July 1 of this year and roll up to 0.26, they would be able to roll back down to 0.2 if they choose to stop operating electronic table games. Are there any questions for me on that? So our next steps is public comments. I was able to, we have an email address that the public can provide comments. And I checked it this morning. There have been no public comments from that location. And after that, then we're here for the vote.
Is there any other public comments or questions from the commissioners? Yes, Commissioner Patterson.
Julie, if they discover that they would want to roll back to 2% again because there was no profit, when would the state of Washington's next opportunity be to negotiate with them to move their contribution level up to be equivalent to what the state is making? Or excuse me, state is providing.
So the Stillaguamish tribe restated their compact in 2021. In that particular compact, their problem gambling contribution increased to 0.2% because they had the limitation appendix and all of that. So they've been operating at the 0.2% for longer than it's been a requirement in the state. If at some point we have another negotiation with the tribe, whether for whatever amendment that they request, we would be able to discuss that as part of negotiations at that time.
And it would not be tied to whatever their issue was. Whatever their issue was, it wouldn't necessarily mean that they'd have to be making a profit in order for us to ask them to go to.
So the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act does require that the tribe be the primary beneficiary of gaming revenues. So we've had that show up in Appendix X and X2. And then you'll also see it here of they need to be the primary beneficiary of gaming revenues. And if it's going the wrong way, then any of these extra contributions should not be made.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what you're asking about is negotiation strategy, and I'm not sure that that's part of this discussion today, but we are aware that it is important to the commission to align the contribution amount in this that's happening for our own state gaming with whatever we request from a tribe.
So we talked about this on the phone, but I guess, and this is fine, but I guess the thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is in the future tying our desire to see the tribes contribute problem gambling at the same level that the state now is contributing. And that contribution level was determined based on a lot of hard work through the Problem Gambling Task Force and the conclusion of the task force that problem gambling was tremendously underfunded in the state of Washington. So I'm just concerned. I want to make sure that in the future, we're not tying that request for tribes to contribute at the same level as the state to their ability to make more money. And I understand what you said before, that they can't be going in the opposite direction, but there shouldn't be a tit for tat there. It should be, in my opinion, because I'm leaving this commission, we should be asking every tribe to increase their contribution based on the fact that we now know, after we did this study, prevalence study, that problem gambling is severely underfunded. So I just want to put it out there that I hope that in the future that there is no tie to their request for something that will make them more money.
Thank you, Vice Chair.
Thank you.
Okay,
Senator Conway.
Senator Conway?
Well, I just want to, Julie has a very important question, and it is my belief, however, that the governor has the authority to address that issue, Julia, through a separate appendix. Now, whether we'll see. Remember that we have set up some of the tribal contributions through a governor negotiation process. So hopefully we can talk to the governor about your need, Julia. So thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other comments? Seeing any, do we have a vote? A motion, I should say.
Madam,
Ed?
no, please.
Madam Chair, I move we forward the proposed compact amendment for the Stillaguamish tribe of Indians to the governor for review and final execution. Second.
All right, moved and seconded. I will ask Director Griffin to do a roll call vote. I think maybe I saw some other ex officios join as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Vice Chair Patterson,
Aye.
Commissioner Sizemore,
Aye.
Commissioner Lawson,
Aye.
Commissioner Gibson.
Aye.
Chair Levy,
Aye.
Senator Conway,
Both side.
Senator Holly, Representative Clova,
Aye.
Representative Robertson.
Aye.
Okay. The motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much and congratulations to the Stillaguamish Tribe of Indians. Good to hear from you this morning.
We want to say thank you as well, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.